Hello everyone, Derek here. In today's video, I want to go over a concept that can be very helpful when dealing with problematic skin tones, especially problematic skin hues, while you're color grading in DaVinci Resolve. The best part about this concept is that it doesn't require use of the qualifier tool. So the concept that I'm talking about is compressing skin tones. And what do I mean by that? I'm going to pull up my vector scope here. So typically we want skin tones to rest along this skin tone indicator line, or pretty close to it. They might be a little bit one way or a little bit the other way. But a lot of times when we balance our image, and even if parts of our skin are along this line, we have other parts that we don't want that are too far away from it. So when we are talking about compressing skin tones, we're talking about taking these parts that are over here or over here and rotating them towards the other parts of the skin that we like. So essentially you're compressing these hues together a little bit. That's where the name comes from. So let's take a look at how this would work on an image. So I have a clip here that I have already balanced the way I like, and I've added a little bit of contrast. So here's my balance adjustment. First there was a very warm and red and magenta cast to this image. So I removed that and gave it a much more neutral look with the black shirt, his black hair, the gray wall over here, all those a lot closer to neutral. And plus, some of his skin is on the skin tone line down here, looking good. I also added a little bit of contrast. So this is where traditional advice might be to balance the image differently to get your skin tones where you want. For me, that would not work on this image because I kind of have all the other colors where I like them. This part of the skin is just a little off. For example, if I take my balance here and I push it this way to get rid of the kind of the red and magenta, the skin might look a little better, but now my whole image is turning more green and cyan. And for this, I don't want that. So instead, I'm going to leave the rest of the image as is and compress these skin tones a little bit. And inside Resolve, there are 3 main tools that I like to use for this purpose. I'm going to do this in a dedicated skin node. This is a very simplified version of a node tree here, just with primaries and a skin node for today's video. So the first tool that we'll take a look at is in the hue versus hue curves. So the first thing we want to do when compressing skin tones is to put a pin at the hue value where we want our skin. So the skin tone line indicator rests right around 276 here on the hue versus hue curve. And I'm going to make sure I didn't rotate the hue there at all. So there's our pin. Next, we want to click on where the value is that we want to rotate. So it's kind of reddish cheek there. And you'll see there's another control point over here. I'm going to widen this out just a little bit so we have kind of the same space between both control points here. And I'm going to make sure that hue didn't rotate there. So then clicking back on this one, this is going to be the one that we want to rotate. Over here, it's going to rotate more towards the skin tone line while keeping the other hues in place. So I'm just going to rotate that this way. Probably around right there. So to give a better look here, I'll zoom in. So you can see here that his skin is a lot less red and pink while keeping the other skin that was on the skin tone in place. And there's still some variation in the skin. This is not all one color, which I think is good. This is what we want. A lot of times when you compress skin tones, it can become all one color, and it can just take a lot of life out of the skin. Personally, I don't think that's a good approach, and that leaving some variation in the skin tone is a good idea. So let's do a before and after here. This was before. You can see there's some pinkish tones, and after, the skin looks more towards the direction that we want, but still has some variation in it. This tool also probably provides the most subtle change of the 3 that I'm showing. So if you want a bigger effect, the next 2 coming up will be better for that. One thing that you might have noticed is with this method, neighboring hues, such as these lights up here, will kind of come along for the ride. So these red lights turned more towards orangish red. This might be just fine for you. If you want to use this method and keep those in place, could always put a window around the skin here so that it only affects that. But there's another method for doing this where we can keep those values in place as well, and I'll get to that. So another method to compress skin tones is very similar to hue versus hue, and that is with the color slice tool. The nice thing about the color slice tool is that we already kind of have a pin here with this skin vector. These values cover where the skin is already very close to the skin tone line. So if we make neighboring adjustments, they will compress into those values. So for this one, I can just use red, since red is on the side of the skin tone line here, and do the same thing as hue versus hue. I will just rotate these values over. And I'll give you a close-up here. You can see his skin is red and pink there. And after, it takes a lot of that out, but leaves a little variation there, but still looks much closer to where we would want it. And again, like the hue versus hue, these neighboring red values are rotating as well. You may or may not want that. But again, if you want to use this tool, you can leave that as is, or you could use a window on just to affect the skin. I can show you that really quickly. We could just use a window like this. Here's before, here's after, and those other red values are staying where they are. Now for the third and final tool that can be helpful for compressing skin tones is the color warper. And not this new section, but the web section. I like to go to 16, so it's 16 by 16 values. And here again, we kind of have a placeholder value. You can have if you click on these, you can say show skin line. So that's very close to this vector right here. So this can serve as our pin for the skin tone line. And we can compress using these surrounding ones. So like with the hue versus hue, I'm going to click on the spot that we want to compress, and I'll get a value down here. And so we want to rotate this one closer to the skin tone line. And kind of a frustrating thing about the color warper is the easiest way to only change one of these is to just slide it over here. But if you hit the edge of one of their values, it won't let you go any farther. So you have to actually pull this over. And then I like to hit the reset on the SAT button to make sure that I didn't change that at all. And now I can rotate it further just by dragging this. And we want to drag it just far enough to get the result we want. The main thing with the color warper here is we don't want to cross over and hit a line that's already there. That means we've gone too far. So I'm going to go to about right there and zoom in here again. And you can see the pink and red have come out of the skin again. Here's a before and after. So we were able to take that out, and you've noticed there's a lot less effect on these higher saturated values because we are targeting this specific saturation range down here. And you can even go a little farther with that if you really don't want these values up here to move. You can keep this in place and select up here where it's more saturated and rotate those over back to where they were. You just have to be a little careful with this because if you push it too far, you can break things in the image. So let's go back to the image here. I'm going to do a before and after. You can see the skin changes, but the red signs and red lights stay pretty close to where they were. We've got a little bit of changes here to almost artifact-like lights there, but actually looks a little more pleasing after that happens. So those are a few ways that you can use to compress skin tones and get them closer to where you want them to be without using qualifiers. What's nice about this too is you can usually copy and paste this for a whole scene and work underneath of it as opposed to tweaking each shot by shot by shot with qualifiers just to make sure you're getting your skin the way you want it to be. I want to show one more thing here quickly. I don't want the video to get too long, but I want to show what would happen on the other side of the skin tone line. So here's another image. This can happen a lot too with mixed lighting, which is what's going on here. I gave this one an initial balance too as well. It was this one was also very warm with a lot of red and magenta tones, so I balanced that out of there. But you can see we have a lot of greenish tints hitting the skin. In the shadows, it doesn't look too bad, but where the light is directly hitting these faces, kind of a greenish tint that we probably don't want. So you can compress these tones again. To keep this quick, I'm going to go to the color slice tool because this is the easiest one to do quickly. And instead of doing red, we're going to go to the yellow vector because it's on the yellow side of the skin tone line. And we're going to rotate this over. And I'll give you a close-up of that. So now our skin is much, much closer to the skin tone line and looks a lot more natural. So here's a before and an after. You see that it's taken out a lot of the greenish tones, and it still leaves a little bit of variation, which is good. And you can always decide how far you want to push that. That might have been a little too far. I can just back it up a little bit. Maybe that's a little better. So here's a before and an after. So you can see how it can work on both sides of the skin tone line. You can do one side or the other side, or sometimes you might even want to do both sides. So I hope you found this video helpful today. It's a concept that can really help you out with skin tones, and it may not be right for every situation, but give it a try. I think you're going to like it. See you next time.